Death Valley is one of those places that makes you feel tiny in all the best ways. This week, we're taking our RV deep into the hottest, driest place in North America and showing you exactly what it's like to explore it for real. From the lowest point in North America to some of the most beautiful climbs we've ever driven, this is Death Valley through an RVer's eyes. One of the cool things we learned about this place since we've been here is it used to be, or it was intended to be built for workers at a nearby mine or some other mining operations around the area. So there are some hookups. Obviously, they do not work, but there are not just the pads for the rig that we are on, but each of these pads has a sewer hookup that is not connected to anything, but that was the intent, was to be some housing for the employees at a local mine. If you missed episode 1, we showed you how we got the RV here, the pads, outside Death Valley, how we set up camp, and how we handled water, fuel, and all the logistics. Today, we're finally leaving camp and heading into the park to see what Death Valley is actually like. Not just in photos, but when you're here with your home on wheels. One thing you notice right away when driving into Death Valley is just how big this place is. Distances between locations are no joke, and if you're RVing, you will feel every mile in your fuel gauge. So before you come out here, make sure you're topped off on fuel, your rig is in good shape, and you've got plenty of water waiting back at camp. This is not the park where you wing it.
This feeling, baby, we're invincible.
One of the things on our list to do while we're here in Death Valley is to head over to Racetrack Playa. It looks really neat, and the only problem is when John pulled up the directions this morning, it said it was going to take 3 hours to get there. So I think we need to head into the ranger station to find out the details on that, so stay tuned.
This guy was just hanging out at the visitor center, hoping somebody would feed him. Okay, well, we did visit the visitor center and spoke to the ranger. What's the verdict, Rich?
I don't know. So he said that we need to have a high clearance vehicle.
Which we do.
Check. And at least one spare tire.
Which we do.
However, the at least one spare tire is a little bit scary because why would you need two? It's very remote, which is fine. No cell service, fine. We have Starlink.
Oh.
But
yeah, there's Dishy.
Apparently, there's a lot of volcanic rock on the road.
And it's super sharp.
Yeah, and it can tear up your tires. And that's the part that's a little bit scary because this is our only tow vehicle.
Sketch.
So I don't know.
This is our only vehicle.
We're going to head up to Ubehebe
Crater.
Something Crater.
Ubehebe Crater. I'll put it down below what the actual name is. I can't remember at the top of my head.
And check that out. And then the road for the playa is there, and we'll check it out and make a decision, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, racetrack playa.
Right? Yeah, racetrack playa.
Okay, see you guys in a bit. So long. If you only have time for one stop in Death Valley, Badwater Basin may be it. Well, I'm glad we came here in February. Badwater Basin is the lowest point in North America at 282 feet below sea level. Somewhere right around here is the sea level sign. Maybe it's a little bit lower. It's kind of hard to see from down here on the white salt burning my retina. Don't underestimate the walk. It looks close, but the salt flats go on forever. And when you're standing out here, it feels like another planet. Come early or late in the day, the parking lots fill up pretty quick. It's getting crunchier.
You know, you also have to remember that's the main. That's like the highway. Everybody goes right there.
Yeah.
And back. Not as many people come over here.
Artist Drive was one of our favorite surprises. The colors in these hills are unreal. Greens, pinks, purples, like someone cranked up the saturation in real life. If you're towing a big rig, the road is narrow, twisty, and it does have length restrictions. So just come on in with your truck and enjoy the drive. We are about to enter the Mesquite Dunes. Fun fact, it was the filming of a scene from Star Wars A New Hope. They filmed the scene, or at least a portion of the scene here, where R2-D2 and C-3PO land. And a very popular spot. Well, that's much cleaner than the way Rich just said it. There are a number of people. So, as we said, there's a ton of people here. Like, a ton. So, we're going to try to venture off to the east side of the dunes, get away from some of the crowds, but that's what you get when you come on holiday weekend.
It's the winter time, the winter and spring.
Oh. Well, we'll stay away from these guys.
Hopefully not a Taiwan.
Let's pray, since we're going to be going off the beaten path a little bit. Okay, up this little dune. I'm out of breath already.
That's the one as I want to go to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I thought, oh sure, why not? But the sand is not easy to walk in.
This way.
It's pretty quiet out here now. Maybe we will see a sidewinder.
Oh, hell no.
Are you hiding from the sidewinders?
From the sun.
From the sun, seriously. It's like 65 degrees out. Okay, now back. We did not make it all the way to the highest sand dune, but that's okay. It's always another time.
However, they were right about the east side. There was literally nobody there.
Yes, we are listening to an audio tour in the car as we're driving, because it's a lot of driving here in the park. And they were right, which is right, they were right. East side dunes is almost pristine. Some footprints here and there, but
However, this is the winter, and it's only 70. In the summertime, no way, I'd be dead after the first dune.
I don't know that I'm making it to the sand if it's in the middle of July. Looking at the temperatures that we saw on the plaque yesterday.
200 degrees it says.
Yep, no thank you.
In the sand.
In the sand. I'm good. Quick stop here at Stovepipe Wells. General store, looks really cute. Rocking chairs out front. Kind of looks like a Cracker Barrel on the outside. See if we can get a snack. We did not pack lunch today, and we haven't eaten lunch, and it's almost 3 o'clock. So, see if we can get a quick little snack. Found a place to get rid of the trash. Zabriskie Point is one of those views that finally makes Death Valley click. From up here, you can really see how this place has been twisted and carved over millions of years. It's a short, steep walk from the parking lot, but once you're on the ridge, those folds and colors feel like you're standing in the middle of a painting. From Furnace Creek, the drive out to Ubehebe Crater feels like you're slowly leaving everything behind. The crowds thin out, the roads get quieter, and it's just you, the truck, and these rolling desert hills that seem to stretch forever. This is an all-paved road, so you don't need four-wheel drive, but it's a bit of a haul. Figure about an hour from Furnace Creek, and keep your eye out on your fuel level and water before you commit to this side trip. Out here, services are pretty much non-existent. As you get closer, the landscape starts to change. The colors go from tan and brown to darker lava rock, and the whole area feels a little more raw, almost like the earth has been ripped open. Then you step out of the truck, and Ubehebe Crater just drops away in front of you, 600 feet straight down, a half a mile across, and it really does feel like a giant took a bite out of the desert. The wind up here can be no joke, and it's one of those places where you want to be focused on the view, not on where your rig is going to fit. For us, this stop was less about checking a box and more about soaking in how wild this park really is. Standing on the edge of Ubehebe, looking into this giant volcanic scar, you're reminded that Death Valley isn't just hot and dry, it's powerful and it's still very much alive. There's a rim trail you can follow for different angles, and if you're feeling ambitious, you can actually hike down into the center of the crater. Just know it's steep, it's loose, and the climb back up is a leg burner. On our way out of Death Valley, we made a quick detour to this little dot on the map, Death Valley Junction. Blink and you'd almost miss it. But tucked out here in the middle of nowhere is one of the most unexpected places in the desert. This is the Armagosa Opera House. Back in the 1960s, a dancer named Marta Beckett found this old abandoned theater, and basically she adopted it. She spent years restoring the building, hand painting these incredible murals on the walls, and then performing here. Sometimes even if no one showed up. She just kept dancing for the room she created. Today, the Opera House is still hanging on as a tiny artist oasis in the middle of all this emptiness. If you time it right, you can still catch a performance here during the cooler months, or at least walk around and feel the history in the walls. For RVers, this is an easy, paved side trip with simple parking, but no real services. No fuel, no big grocery stores, so come self-contained and ready to roll. It's not a must-see in the traditional sense, but it's one of those stops that reminds you why it's worth wandering a little off your original route. You can walk the site and the motel according to the sign. It says to see the front desk for tours. Well, we'll take a walk and see what happens. Oh, 9 and 6. All right, well, maybe we'll come back. 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock, $20 a person. This is behind the Opera House. I'm not really sure what it is. There aren't any signs, no information. See what I can find online and either put it on the screen or a link in the description and the pinned comment if you want to know more. It is all posted with private property signs, so we cannot go in and wander. Looks interesting. We have to thank the two smallest members of the Nomads Trekkn fan club, our grandsons, Daxton and Holden. They told us we had to mention them, so here you are, guys. We love you both so much. Now maybe you'll stop asking me every week, how come you didn't mention me in the video? Love you. God, I hope you can see this on video. It is snowing in Death Valley right now. It is Thursday, February 19th, I think. Unreal. I think we're out of here today. Crazy. Wow. I cannot believe this. It is snowing. It's snowing. Death Valley. All right, well, here we are at our next spot, which is a few hours from Death Valley. It was snowing. As you can see, it is not snowing here today. We are in the Valley of Fire State Park, just outside at a boondocking location. Wanted to wrap up a couple of things from the last video, one being Racetrack Playa. We did not get to go to Racetrack Playa.
No, sadly, we went back and did a little bit more research, and from what we could gather, it wasn't all doom and gloom like the ranger said.
Right.
And we felt pretty comfortable doing it.
But we found a few YouTube videos as well of some people who did drive down the road.
Yeah.
which showed us that it wasn't as bad as they had made it out to be.
So our plan was to just put the air compressor in the truck, make sure we had food and water, maybe more than we needed just in case, and check it out. However, as is sometimes the case, full timing, the weather had some other ideas. California had, I guess, 2 atmospheric rivers that slammed through. We wound up getting more rain and about 60-mile-an-hour winds overnight, and we just decided that it wasn't, you know, the
it was
best
time
idea
to go, and it snowed,
Well,
as
yeah.
you saw or we'll see in the video. I'm not sure if it was before this or after this, but you'll see.
So that's going to be on our list for next time. I'm kind of bummed, but sometimes that happens, and it just is what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, that kind of closes the gap on the racetrack playa issue. Would have been cool.
Yeah.
We were even thinking about driving out there with the dogs, getting a tent, a bigger tent, because our tent is like a 2-person tent, and we wouldn't be able to fit in there with our dogs, and spending the night out there someplace. But there's always next time. And this is Ranger. Hi, Rangy.
So overall thoughts about Death Valley. I mean, for me, I loved it. I was not expecting it to be so vast and so diverse, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, I think we've touched on it. There were a couple angles with Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Filming. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, so overall, I think Death Valley is a really awesome place, and definitely, if you have the opportunity to get out here, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, the first week, the weather was absolutely beautiful. It was sunny and in the 70s, and it just took a massive turn for the worst. And I am not a fan of the snow.
And your thoughts overall?
Overall, wonderful place. Absolutely beautiful. The vastness of the park is truly unbelievable. Like, it's just huge. I mean, there's hours between Racetrack Playa and Furnace Creek. 3 hours just to get there. I mean, so I don't know that we've been to a park that's yet. I'm sure there are larger ones, but I don't know that we've been to one that's that vast in size. Thanks for coming along with us. We'll see you in the next one.
You free as a bird, this is our time, no matter what they say. Every mile behind only brought us here, now the road is clear.